Canada just made a move that is Donald Trump losing sleep. While Trump fantasizes about annexing Greenland, Canada quietly opened a consulate there this week. And Greenland's response to Canada? One word. Finally. This isn't just a diplomatic gesture. This is Canada outmaneuvering the United States in the Arctic while Trump's covert operations in Greenland backfire. Denmark is now accusing the United States of acting like an adversary, not an ally. The Arctic power game just shifted, and Trump is on the losing side. When Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand arrived in Nuuk this week to open Canada's first ever consulate, Greenland MP Pelle Broberg couldn't hide his excitement. He told CBC that Greenland has been waiting for this moment for years. The Inuit of Canada, Alaska, and Greenland share cultural and familial connections stretching back generations, but their governments lack structured political relationships until now. Canada just filled that gap while Trump was busy threatening annexation. The timing of Canada's Greenland Consulate is devastating for Trump. For years, Trump has insisted the United States should acquire Greenland, calling it a strategic opportunity. He floated buying the island as casually as purchasing real estate. But Greenland's leaders called Trump's approach colonial, insulting, and fundamentally disrespectful to their autonomy. Denmark's prime minister dismissed Trump's proposal as absurd, triggering a diplomatic clash that lasted weeks. Trump damaged Washington's credibility in Greenland, and trust has been eroding ever since. Now, Denmark is accusing the United States of running covert operations in Greenland to stir division. Danish public broadcasters has uncovered evidence that at least 3 Americans with connections to Trump tried to infiltrate Greenland through covert influence campaigns. These operatives allegedly encouraged separatist sentiment and built networks sympathetic to Trump's ambitions. Denmark responded by summoning the top U.S. diplomat in Copenhagen and opening investigations. To European observers, Trump's tactics resembled Russia's earlier operations in Ukraine, where local divisions were amplified before force was applied. While Trump's covert operations spark international controversy, Canada is building real partnerships. Greenland MP Broberg explained that Greenland already buys Canadian goods, including snowmobiles. But everything must travel through Denmark first, inflating cost. Broberg expressed enthusiasm about Canada helping Greenland integrate into North America's trade system. For years, Greenland looked at NAFTA and USMCA with envy. Now, Canada might be the country that finally brings Greenland into that North American orbit. Canada's strategic move in Greenland comes as Canada strengthens ties with Denmark through green energy and trade cooperation. In February 2025, Canada joined the Global Offshore Wind Alliance, connecting Atlantic provinces to Denmark's world-leading offshore wind expertise. Projects like the Tuk-to-Wind and hydrogen development in Newfoundland and Labrador are producing green hydrogen for export to Europe. Canada-Denmark bilateral trade reached $2.7 billion in 2024, with focus areas including green energy technology, hydrogen, and Arctic cooperation. The Arctic is becoming one of the most contested regions on the planet, with the United States, China, Russia, Denmark, and Canada all scrambling for position. Trump assumed the Arctic naturally falls under American influence, but Greenland is now leaning toward Ottawa instead of Washington. Canada's consulate in Nuuk gives Canada permanent diplomatic presence in a territory rich in minerals, waterways, and strategic military value. It strengthens Inuit-to-Inuit diplomacy across the Arctic and positions Canada as a bridge for Greenland into future North American trading arrangements. Most importantly, Canada now has leverage. In the upcoming 2026 USMCA review, Canada will enter negotiations with more Arctic relevance than at any point in the last decade. Trump cannot dismiss what just happened because it intersects with every part of his agenda. He wants dominance in the Arctic, control over security assets, and containment of China's and Russia's northern advances. For all of that to work, Greenland has to lean toward Washington, but Greenland is leaning toward Ottawa. Canada showed up with respect and partnership. Trump showed up with threats and covert operations. Greenland noticed the difference. Canada's consulate in Nuuk exposes cracks in America's Arctic diplomacy and opens the door for Canada to redefine northern leadership at a moment when global competition is intensifying in the Arctic. Influence belongs to the nation that actually shows up. And right now, the nation is Canada, not the United States.